Hi, this is Chris the Credit Guy. Thanks again for watching my video. Again, this is part of a video series, a complete credit restoration video series that is on my website at christhecreditguy.com, and I am available for credit consultations, and we can arrange that via email. My email is info@christhecreditguy.com. This is the last of the videos in the series of choosing your dispute reasons, and this one is specifically for people who have filed bankruptcy. So again, if you have a bankruptcy, if you filed bankruptcy, and you've got that on your credit report, we are going to obviously want to get that removed, and there's a couple strategies here, and there's an interesting thing that's happened too. Maybe I'll start with that. The interesting thing that's happened with the credit bureaus and in regards to bankruptcies is that they just recently, meaning the credit bureaus, just recently lost a pretty big class action lawsuit because of the way that they were handling accounts on people's credit reports when they had filed bankruptcy. They actually were breaking some laws and got caught, and so got forced to pay out a fair bit of money to the members of the class, the people that had filed bankruptcy, and they actually had to build in systems into their inner workings to help them to better accurately show people's credit after they'd filed bankruptcy. So I've actually seen a lot of people that had filed bankruptcy that I worked on where we got very good results, a lot of things removed off of their credit. So if you have filed bankruptcy and you're thinking that your credit is irreparable, think again, because following my advice and going through the videos and or contacting me for a consultation, we could get you back on track a lot sooner than you think. So again, for bankruptcies, we want to get them off your credit, and there are basically a couple different ways we can go about that. The most likely dispute reason here is that that this bankruptcy is not mine. Just say, hey, I didn't file bankruptcy, and you've made a mistake. Again, in an effort to make the credit bureaus prove that it was actually you that had filed the bankruptcy and that there wasn't some mistake and someone with a similar name or similar address actually filed. So again, you want to make them prove that it is accurate and that it is verifiable. And an easy way to do that is to just simply say, this is not mine, I did not file. The other interesting strategy comes from a kind of a little variance in the Fair Credit Reporting Act as it relates to bankruptcies. And it depends on what type of bankruptcy you filed. Now, I don't want to go into complete details about the bankruptcy code because I'm not an attorney and I don't know them in and out, but what I do know is that for individuals, there are two main types of bankruptcies. They are the Chapter 7 and the Chapter 13. And they're very different, and this is not the place to describe the differences, but what is very different in the types of bankruptcies as it relates to your credit is that if you had filed Chapter 13, it is only allowed to stay on your credit for 7 years. Whereas a Chapter 7 bankruptcy is allowed to stay on your credit report for 10 years. So here's an interesting strategy that we've used and had a lot of success on. It's basically one for if you had filed a Chapter 7 and you have a Chapter 7 on your credit report, and it is getting close to that 7-year mark, or it's over the 7-year mark, maybe it's been 8 years, 9 years, you can make the dispute that this, and basically say, hey, this was not a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, This was ultimately a Chapter 13 bankruptcy and is now over the 7-year mark and no longer able to be on your credit. So basically tell the Bureau that they have the wrong type of bankruptcy, that they're reporting the wrong type of bankruptcy, and that it was actually a Chapter 13, and under that guideline the 7 years has passed and that it has to be removed off your credit. So pretty simple. Again, if you had filed bankruptcy, don't despair. There is hope out there. You can get your credit restored, and again, I've seen lots of credit reports from people that have filed bankruptcy where not only your accounts but your actual bankruptcy line item has been removed. And the best way to do it, again, is using one of those two reasons. Either this bankruptcy is not mine, or if it is an old Chapter 7, meaning like 6, 7, 8 years or more old bankruptcy that was a Chapter 7, just say simply, this was a Chapter 13 and is now over 7 years old. So hope that helped. If you have questions, again, or you're looking to get a consultation from me directly, we can arrange that. My email is info@christhecreditguy.com, or for the complete video series, you can go to my website, which is christhecreditguy.com, and thanks for watching.